Our guys will undertake a couple of roles. One of the roles will be that whilst they've got power now put on the streets by the Energise and Ergon crews, our guys will go and assist and test some of those houses so they're safe to be actually energised. We'll also go and assist some of the community organisations like the dance clubs, the polo clubs, the YMCAs, the scouting groups to try and get power on there and so they can facilitate their sporting and community needs. Well, we will rely on electrical contractors to donate a car, a couple of workers, whether it be two tradesperson or a tradesperson apprentices. Electric group training and apprentice this time donated 4 apprentices to the trip. Powerlink donated a crew, and we obviously got Stowe this year and Paragon this year donated a crew, which all helps. This year we got a call after the floods hit from Energy Super. Can they assist in any way? And absolutely, I asked for a trailer. For years the guys have been getting their trucks, but obviously got trouble supplying gear. So Energy Super kindly donated a trailer, which will be used for this operation and future operations to come. When Cyclone Larry hit and we saw a lot of community groups and some of the elderly and senior citizens had all their powers hooked up in the streets but they still didn't know how to get power on, the ETU responded by getting the crews together and going up there.
The resilience is amazing. I mean, I haven't been through it, so I don't know what it's like. But to imagine these people have been through it several times. Because it's happened before, they have trouble getting insurance. Some of them simply can't afford the insurance. Some people on the Bundaberg Oswald deployment were denied insurance from previous floods. So even if they could afford it, they can't get insurance. So to sit there and look at everything that you own just float down the street or blow away in the wind and not be able to do anything about it, I just couldn't imagine what it would be like for them. So I guess it's humbling for us to be able to go up there and do what we think is something very small. I mean, we have a skill that can help them, but I think it means an enormous amount to them to help them with their next phase of rebuilding and moving on. A young family with an autistic son, they were living under their house up at Ingham after Cyclone Yasi. 2-storey Queenslander, not built in underneath, so dirt floor, essentially camping there, generator running. They had no flushing toilet, but they were still using it, using a bucket to try and get out. And we basically were able to restore their switchboard and give them one power point that was on a safety switch, so they could turn their generator off. We disconnected the whole house for them, so they could actually plug stuff in. I was explaining to the mother, that it was now safe. Don't worry about the installation in the house, it's been disconnected. You have a safety switch here on this one power point. Turn your generator off, plug your fridge in, and I could see she wasn't really understanding what I was saying. But one thing I'll never forget is her son turned to her and said, "Mum, does that mean we can now have ice cream?" And, I got in the truck that day or that afternoon with one of the best feelings I think I've ever had from the operation. And, that pretty much summed it up all in one. I mean, their life changed that afternoon from volunteers. It was really, really, really good.
When people become electrical worker, they generally just get paid to wire houses or put power on. They don't normally get an opportunity to actually go and help people and assist people. And this is a really good experience for these workers and apprentices. Whilst, at home, they might have an old broken fence paling or a bad yard, but when they go up there and see the damage caused by cyclones and floods, they can really understand how they can help people. Even if it means putting a power point in someone's home so they can, put a small fridge in there, cook toast for brekkie, or even have a bedside lamp to read kids' stories at night, providing hope. And that's what we do here at the ETU.